with a little legal grudge. Short story on rights inspired me to fight. First woman elected, properly respected. In a sea of misters sits a cabinet minister. The most attractive is the social activist. Together we proceed to grow the living tree. Take a seat, get ready for the famous five. Take a seat, it's time for the famous five. Take a seat, get ready for the famous five. Take a seat, it's time for the famous five. Hey, oh. 1867, Canada's Confederation, a brand new country, a young new nation. Started with the contract to pack through legislation, the Constitution Act, our legal foundation. The very next year, an English court says women are not persons they report. No rights or privileges of any legal sort. And that's a law Canada chose to import. So at the time, legal rights could only extend to corporations, churches, ships, and men. So women had no rights in the law's first version. Then the famous five fought to become legal person. For equality, they sought a legal resolution. Was a reality of person or just a delusion? Justice or jargon, inclusion or illusion, to write women's rights into the Constitution. Determined to thrive as true north strong, with freedom alive in the future they saw. Their legacy survives, a crusading song. How the famous five changed our lives and law. Take a seat, get ready for the famous five. Take a seat, it's time for the famous five. Take a seat, get ready for the famous five. Take a seat, it's time for the famous five. Emily Murphy, the seed Canada needs, planning progress to succeed. I was the first woman judge, but a non-legal person with a little legal grudge. Henrietta Muir Edwards, I wrote the book on women's rights. Was way too short, so I chose to fight. The rule of law carries true, but it needs reform, needs review. I'm here to grow the roots. Louise McKinney, I had my political doubts, but the sprout breaks ground outside the house. My women's union grew dominant. I was the first woman elected to provincial parliament. Irene Parlby, I was born in England, prim, proper, came to help this country prosper. Change is slow, not the dynamite's boom. It takes time for trees to grow, for flowers to bloom. Nellie McClung, social activist for equality, led by the leaves of morality. With quick-witted words I persevere, held a mock parliament just to tease our premier. Take a seat, get ready for the famous five. Take a seat, it's time for the famous five. Get ready for the famous five. Take a seat, it's time for the famous five. The first woman judge with a little legal grudge, planting the seed. Short story on rights inspired me to fight. Roots grow long, first woman elected, properly respected. Sprout breaks ground in a sea of misters. It's a cabinet minister. Growth takes time. The most attractive is the social activist, changing leaves. Together we see a thriving living tree. Take a seat, get ready for the famous five. Take a seat, it's time for the famous five. Get ready for the famous five. Take a seat, it's time for the famous five. Get ready for the famous five. Take a seat, it's time for the famous five. It's time for the first of the five. Emily Murphy. Ontario Imperial, born with a flair for high societies. I dare to dream of the world and its varieties. Planted there in my head like an idea seeds. I decided to dramatize and share my diary. See, I couldn't sit still, I never liked feeling stuck, but I had skill with the quill and with a little luck. Essays would spill onto the page when inspiration struck, and I had the perfect pen name, author Janey Canuck. Her pen's her voice, her diaries, her books, her name, planting seeds. Her pen's her voice, her diaries, her books, her name, planting seeds. My first book, Impressions of Janey Canuck, a bro. Janey had a new obsession, traveling to find connections. She arrived in Europe and wrote down her impressions. London, Paris, Rome, all with their own lessons. And everywhere locals offered their perceptions. They say Canada, the home of protest politics. They say Canada, with women in the labor mix. They say Canada, the men in government are pricks. They say Canada, and the women are petty gossips. Janey was confused by all the misconceptions. She secretly mused it was all their own projections. So Janey cruised home and wrote these reflections, and thus concludes Janey's time abroad and her impressions. Her pen's her voice, her diaries, her books, her name, planting seeds. Her pen's her voice, her diaries, her books, her name, planting seeds. My second book, Janey Canuck in the West. Janey next went out west to pioneer country, and Manitoba was a golden gate of opportunity. But Janey wanted to build her nest in the best tree. To rest free, she went further west to the frontier community. In Alberta, society is welcoming and kind. Alberta, women are not domestically confined. Alberta, social progress is easy to find. Alberta, gender roles are less defined. Janey was happy to stay in this new location with the movement underway of the feminist persuasion. Social reform on full display and equality fascination. So Janey Canuck settles in the West, her final destination. Her pen's her voice, her diaries, her books, her name, planting seeds. Her pen's her voice, her diaries, her books, her name, planting seeds. My third book, Seeds of Pine. Into the wild, Janey committed to climb through brush and snow and thickets of vine that wind their way up toward the sunshine. For weeks she learned from Mother Nature divine. But Janey got rich from the logging industry, the Imperial project harvesting forestry. Crown land was perfect for clear-cutting trees. On indigenous land there were technically treaties. An explorer heart loved walled expeditions. An explorer heart crowned colonial ambitions. An explorer heart banning native traditions. No, that won't work. An explorer heart bettering seller conditions. No, that's not right. Sigh. I've got writer's block, I've been sat on this porch too long. Perhaps a walk to the library will help me move this book along. Her pen's her voice, her diaries, her books, her name, planting seeds. Her pen's her voice, her diaries, her books, her name, planting seeds. Edmonton, Alberta, 1910. There's so much potential in these words, like seeds planted in the earth. Research in the law, are we? Hello, my name's Emily Murphy. Henrietta Muir Edwards, please distract us. I'm writing a book on women's legal status. I have a cause that excites and unites. Irene Parlby, my interest is voting rights. Louise McKinney, I've made a decision to see what a woman in provincial parliament could do. Nellie McClung, equality for all's the vision. It seems like we're all on a similar mission. Ladies, please keep your voices low. In this library, only whispers flow. Emily, Henrietta, Louise, Irene, Nellie, keep quiet, please. Hush it, ladies, silence. Cut it, cool it, ladies, quiet. Hush it, ladies, silence. Cut it, cool it, ladies. Emily, shush, I search for inspiration. Another book to write my travel tales, but justice calls to me at night. I'm planting seeds of change with every word. Strong seeds grow to change this world. Emily, planting seeds of progress everywhere I go. The seeds of justice, like trees they grow. I'm new to the city, but here to support. Maybe advocate for women in the people's court. Ladies, you are in a library. Why do you talk of seeds? Sit down, read quietly. Shush it, hush it, ladies, silence. Cut it, cool it, ladies, quiet. Shush it, hush it, ladies, silence. Cut it, cool it, ladies. Henrietta, studying rights and legal status both. My books till the soil for women's growth. I write legal text, this is my voice. From the roots of law, I make my choice. Henrietta. Women are not legal persons, no claim to rights. Our position worsens, but I take up the fight. Spread the word like roots through the earth. Through reform and wisdom, we'll show our worth. Ladies, you are in a library. What is this about roots? Sit down. Shush it, hush it, ladies, silence. Cut it, cool it, ladies, quiet. Shush it, hush it, ladies, silence. Cut it, cool it, ladies, quiet. I was born in England and raised all proper. Came to Canada to help this country prosper. If women could vote, change would come in time. If women could vote, democracy could shine. Irene! Change is slow, not quick, like the dynamite's boom. It takes time for trust to grow, for flowers to bloom. The woman's place in Canada is quite uncertain, but this group seems strong enough to bear the burden. Ladies, you are in a library now, trees. Sit down quietly, leave. Shush it, hush it, ladies, silence. Cut it, cool it, ladies, quiet. Shush it, hush it, ladies, silence. Cut it, cool it, ladies, quiet. Louise, shush. If women are to protect their family, being stuck at home is an old fantasy. My goal is to get more politically active. The right to run for government sounds attractive. No longer sitting pretty quiet as a mouse. The sprout breaks ground outside the house. And if I'm allowed to wish optimistically, I'd be proud to get involved politically. Ladies, you are in a library. Sprouts, what if sprouts? Sit down. Shush it, hush it, ladies, silence. Cut it, cool it, ladies, quiet. Shush it, hush it, ladies, silence. Cut it, cool it, ladies, quiet. Nellie, shush. Reading here, heart alive, equality my aim. Different leaves, different trees with equal claim. Dreaming of a world where all can be free before the law. No difference, just equality. Nellie! Action's what we need, not words that stand. Every person, legal persons across the land. Heard about a trial, a woman's fate at stake. Let's make sure the court gives justice, not heartbreak.
That's it, this is over, head to the door. Take your nonsense to the courtroom floor.
For the prosecution, Mr. Early Jackson, present your case. Yeah. Your Honor, I can tell you clear as day. This lady other night has gone astray. A scarlet woman, evidence on display. Justice must be served in this case without delay. She roams the streets with a shameful trade, breaking laws, corrupting good men as prey. Let us not watch as her morals decay. Her sins are blatant, convict to hear today. In the defense, it appears you have no lawyer.
Your Honor, are you gonna let the slander stand? This is more than your peers' courtship would stand. This accused deserves justice, not this defamation.
Madam, sit down, the woman made her own reputation. Your Honor, there's a racket in the gallery. The matter on trial isn't flowery. They should leave while we discuss morality. This topic isn't fit for mixed company. I'm inclined to agree. Ladies, please take your leave. Either take it up with the Attorney General or let it be.
You know, I met a young woman a few years ago. After her parents died, they shipped her to Canada like cargo. Her brother was sent to get her, but the timing wasn't certain. A stranger took her, forced her to become a courtesan. The courts have no mercy for powerless women. Men don't care to understand, they won't even listen. It's also the same for juvenile children. Judges and prosecutors just want a conviction. Mr. Attorney General, we've just come from a tragic scene. The trial of a young woman, only 16. You should have seen how the judge gave the girl no support. I propose you promptly open a separate court.
Murphy, this is a courthouse, not a circus. Your proposal makes no sense on the surface. Ha, a separate court, what would be the purpose? Ha, a separate court, who would it service?
It would support women and children, of course, in matters of crimes, property
property disputes and divorce.
And no woman should sit as the judge to oversee that justice is served, balancing strength and mercy. Mr. Attorney General, there is a need. Your prosecutor himself said that the legal issue wasn't fit for mixed gender company. I agree, men should not judge matters of femininity.
All right, that's enough. Don't exaggerate. You're tough, but authority holds a fragile state. You know your stuff, but you didn't graduate. I'll call your bluff, Murphy. You serve as judge, magistrate.
It will be my honor. I think you mean it's your honor. Come on, let's go celebrate your new position.
Yes, go before I change my decision. Hilarious Murphy, a judge of the court. I'll give her the worst cases with little support. The women, immigrants, and juvenile delinquents. She'll never last. She'll be gone in an instance.
Did that really just happen? Did I just become a judge? Or did I just imagine? I didn't think he would budge that quickly, that soon. It's a little strange. It took one afternoon to make such a huge change. Here's to Emily, the first woman magistrate in all the British Empire. She'll be great. We'll watch her in a row with a gavel too. A first victory to see our vision through. Oh, 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 she's making history. Every case she'll hear is a victory. Oh, 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 we're so amazed. Justice for women, what a crusade. We trust her so much. Emily, the first woman judge. Lady Justice has arrived in court, blind and unbiased, with wisdom support. The scales weigh truth and balance, they rest. The sword cuts through with fairness addressed. A woman's touch brings justice to light. To hear every case turn wrongs into right. Access to justice, open to all. Honored to serve, to answer the call. Oh, 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 she's making history. Every case she'll hear is a victory. Oh, 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 we're so amazed. Justice for women, what a crusade. We trust her so much. Emily, the first woman judge. Woo! Dear William, can you believe it's true? 3 lawyer brothers, and I'm the first judge out of all of you. No law school, no license, yet here I stand, a judge with my own court, the first in the land. Oh, oh, I know you're smiling, dear brother of mine. Maybe a little jealous, but I'm feeling fine. Oh, 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 a turning point in history entrenched. The first woman to take a seat behind the bench. Oh, 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 she's making history. Every case she'll hear is a victory. Oh, 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 we're so amazed. Justice for women, what a crusade. We trust her so much. Emily, the first woman judge. Woo! Here's to the first step in our legal fight for women's rights. We're taking flight. She's leading the way, setting the stage. Emily Murphy, writing new page. A woman in power is what we need, and every forest starts with a single seed. Oh, 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 she's making history. Every case she'll hear is a victory. Oh, 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 we're so amazed. Justice for women, what a crusade. We trust her so much. Emily, the first woman judge. Woo! 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 The first woman judge.
William, a letter has arrived all the way from Alberta. Probably my sister, she just moved there. Said she prefers the outdoors and openness of the frontier.
Your sister Emily, a pioneer.
Say,
I heard a rumor in the courthouse made me smile. A new procedure from the West for cases with juveniles. Instead of swearing on the Bible, kids crossed their heart and promised to tell the truth. How smart.
ah yes, Em writes about it in this letter. I just read it. I guess for that new trick you should give my sister the credit. Well, she takes after her brother, no doubt. I'll see you later, William, give me a shout.
Good day, Noonan, I'll see you soon. Maybe next time, not on opposite sides of the courtroom.
I'm sitting here with your letter in hand, from Edmonton where you now command. A judge can't believe it's you, my big sis, I always knew you'd do something great, steal the show. I dream of being a judge too, you know. I wanted to be the first in our name. but you've gone and claimed that fame. I'm so proud of my sister. Can't believe how much I miss her. And I'm here, riding from Ontario, thinking about how far you'll go in making justice and your own career. We've got that bond, brother and sis, no distance can diminish this. So if you need me, I'll be in the 6, here in the 6. I remember those days in Toronto streets, running wild, chasing dreams, taking seats. You wrote those diaries full of life. I said turn them into novels for the common wife. Now look at you, Alberta star. Your light shines bright no matter how far. I'm so proud of my sister. Can't believe how much I miss her. And I'm here, writing from Ontario, thinking about how far you'll go in making justice and your own career. We've got that bond, brother and sis, no distance can diminish this. So if you need me, I'll be in the 6, here in the 6. Oh, Emily, they talk of you here. A judge in Ontario copied you, it appears, making children cross their hearts. Your ideas are spreading, so it starts. So proud of my sister. Can't believe how much I've missed her. And I'm here, riding from Ontario, thinking about how far you'll go in making justice and your own career. We've got that bond, brother and sis, no distance can diminish this. So if you need me, I'll be in the 6, here in the 6. So proud of my sister.
Louise, I think I'm at my wit's end. Husbands drinking, lazy wives can't depend on them. How are they to build a strong nation when half of them are passed out from intoxication? That's the trouble with our times, my dear. We need temperance and suffrage on the frontier.
What do you mean? After all, they're just human. Let me tell you about the Women's Christian Temperance Union.
I've just been to the most wonderful women's convention. The WCTU's mandate includes complete abstention from alcohol in a movement called Temperance to reduce drunkenness, domestic abuse, and sleepiness. Several other mandates are worth noting. We also advocate for women's rights for voting. That's suffrage, also free education and health care. Now that's a message I like to share. Women's Christian Temperance Union brings peace to all and harm to none. Men stumbling home, causing a scene. Please, no more drinking, fellas, it's obscene. And while we're leaving the past behind, we've got voting rights for women on our mind. Women's Christian Temperance Union, social progress shining in the afternoon sun. Temperance and suffrage, less alcohol, more voting. A wonderful idea, I'm practically floating. Together, let's share this call around. Let's gather union members at the City Hall downtown. Women's Christian Temperance Union brings peace to all and harm to none. Men stumbling home, causing a scene. Please, no more drinking, fellas, it's obscene. And while we're leaving the past behind, we've got voting rights for women on our mind. Women's Christian Temperance Union, social progress shining in the afternoon sun.
Feels like 1 week since that Murphy became a judge. All this female empowerment is too much. 5 days since McKinney told us she's starting a Christian Temperance union. 3 days since I heard her noise about banning beer, no more drinking, boys. Yesterday they rallied the town, talking about women voting to take the men down.
Women's Christian Temperance Union. More like women continually torturing us?
Women continually torturing us, telling us to put down the glass is just too much. Women continually causing a scene, saying no more drinking, fellas, it's obscene. We're trying to have a little fun, unwind, but they keep yapping about the vote, it's on their mind. Women continually torturing us, when will they see that they've gone too far? Enough's enough, torturing us, enough's enough. You see the WCTU, they're all about control, taking away our whiskey, our beer, our soul. They say it's for the best, for the good of the town, but all it does is bring us down. McKinney's out there preaching the vote, but we all know that's just a joke. They want to change the world, make it clean and pure, but for us, man, we're not so sure. Women continually torturing us, telling us to put down the glass is just too much. Women continually causing a scene, saying no more drinking, fellas, it's obscene. We're trying to have a little fun, unwind, but they keep yapping about the vote, it's on their mind. Women continually torturing us, when will they see that they've gone too far? Enough's enough, torturing us, enough's enough. Now Murphy's up there wearing the robe, but we all know she's not fit for that code. A woman on the bench, it's quite absurd, she's got no law, just her word. Ladies, listen, here's the fact, stay in your homes, don't overreact. Let us men handle law and the land, you've got no place, just understand. Women continually torturing us, telling us to put down the glass is just too much. Women continually causing a scene, saying no more drinking, fellas, it's obscene. We're trying to have a little fun, unwind, but they keep yapping about the vote, it's on their mind. Women continually torturing us, when will they see that they've gone too far? Enough's enough, torturing us, enough's enough. Torturing us, enough's enough. So raise a glass, boys, to the good old days before the WCTU had their say. We'll keep our drink, our laughs, our fun, cause this fight with them, it's far from done. Women continually torturing us, it's why we drink, enough's enough. Torturing us, enough's enough. Torturing us, enough's enough.
Still a looming cloud, we must be allowed to vote and gain some political ground. Let's make our Alberta sisters proud. Now we have to approach the men in powerful positions, the judges, ministers, and local politicians. Make them listen to logical legal submissions, convince them to approve women's voting permissions. Our vote's our voice, and we won't be quiet. Either let us vote or watch us riot. Each ballot cast is a voice that's heard. In the chorus of change, the vote is the word. Voting is a civic duty we have earned. Democratic freedom, a lesson we've learned. Our vote's our voice, and we won't be quiet. Either let us vote or watch us riot. There are good women who would vote judiciously. Other women might use their vote foolishly. We know some women don't even want the vote. What? Really? How do we advocate when they respond so dismissively? Our vote is our voice, no matter how it's used. A right's a right, don't get confused. We'll set our sights, we won't be refused. And if they call us feminists, well, we're guilty of what they accuse. Our vote's our voice, and we won't be quiet either. Let us vote or watch us riot. Each ballot cast is a voice that's heard. In the chorus of change, the vote is the word. Voting is a civic duty we have earned. Democratic freedom, a lessons we've learned. Our vote's our voice, and we won't be quiet either. Let us vote or watch us riot.
Evolution cannot be won by the use of dynamite. We need another approach, more nuanced, a slight step toward increasing women's voting rights. Then we ask the men in government, keep it polite. I'll go to Alberta's premier, make him listen. Most powerful man in the province, in position to hear my voice for our voting vision. And I'll persevere through any of his opposition. Our vote's our voice, and we won't be quiet either. Let us vote or watch us riot. Each ballot cast is a voice that's heard. In the chorus of change, the vote is the word. Alberta is primed for our participation. The government will pass voting legislation. Our vote's our voice, and we won't be quiet either. Let us vote or watch us riot. Yes, it's true, good women should be able to vote. But others I've seen in court, I can't promote. So if we're speaking in hypothetical, to give all women the vote, I'm skeptical. But our vote's our voice, and I stand defiant. Either let me vote or watch me riot. I'm off to the premier's office. Wish me luck.
This country is just like a canvas, waiting for the paint. Each person leaves a mark behind, and history is made. Red and white, future bright, for a beautiful state. The colors flow, but they don't know if they make a mistake. They painted dreams with passion, but the flaws are there to show. No art is free from imperfections. When we look back, we know the beauty of this nation's art hides how we were torn apart. Cover the wrongs till they're gone. History's heavy heart. They choose their brush, mix the hues for what's best in their views. Exclusion hurts, then we all lose. Faults we can't excuse. They painted for people who were like them. The rest of us are left out, blocked. But on their canvas, a hidden gem. Progress in motion can't be stopped. They painted dreams with passion, but the flaws are there to show. No art is free from imperfections. When we look back, we know the beauty of this nation's art hides how we were torn apart. Cover the wrongs till they're gone. History's heavy heart. No painter starts with spotless craft. The past still appears in the gaps. We can't erase what time has cast, but we paint the future, not the past. So when you gaze upon the art, remember what you see is just a piece in the collection of Canada's history.
I met with the premier about women's voting. He laughed in my face, barely worth quoting. So today I submit we put men in our place. Let's flip the script and give them a taste.
Welcome to the Calgary Stampede, 1914.
Order, order, ladies and oh wait, no gentlemen. Thank you for gathering at this mock parliament session where we poke fun at our provincial politicians. All in yes, part of the Stampede's
we've got a pressing matter. So lend an ear, whether men should get the vote. The answer's clear, let's welcome to the stage our esteemed premier, the one and only Nellie McClung, get out here.
I met with a young man named Nelson, real sweet. Had our thoughts on voting, our combo was a treat. But I told him, young man, sit down, take note. Nice men don't need or want the vote.
What in the world do men want the vote for? Mixing in politics, trickery, folklore. Men are too logical, cool-headed, and neat for the emotional mess of the MP seat. Men are made for higher, loftier roles, like earning a living, leading family goals. They're made for more, for work and for pride, to father their children, stand by their bride. My father, the best man in the world, you see, never once wanted to vote. What would the need be? I honor men, respect them, give them a bow, but voting's not their thing, they're more fit to plow. Politics, nah, it's unsettling for guys. Unsettled men led to unsettled lies. Nice men don't even really want the vote, they're better off without it, that's all she wrote. Order, order, ladies, you heard her, this is a women's only hall. Remember, all we spoke is a mock parliament, a moot argument, a joke. Thank you all!
And if you find these words absurd and uninspired, it's what the premier said to me.
Boom, pow, shots fired.
1914.
One bullet triggered the world's bloodbath. Two European factions decide military tasks. Why do men declare war like it's their natural right? They march away, leaving us with a different fight. At home, the War Measures Act is an evil legal script. Families detained, deported, human rights stripped. It's a mess, no due process, no free press, no regrets, no protest or social progress. In times like these, we search for peace. In an uncertain future where war cease, but still the seeds of conflict grow in the hearts of men who do not know that war is an eclipse that steals the sun. We fear the great war has only begun.
1917.
Volunteers are low as the war escalates. Conscription means men have no choice in their face. The military service act says diversity's accepted. After black and native volunteers were initially rejected, the cocky election offers some women a bloody vote, but only if their husbands or sons wore the khaki coat. I'd rather start a war on prejudice, on hatred and greed, bombs on injustice, snobbiness, privilege and greed. In times like these, we search for peace. In an uncertain future where war cease, but still the seeds of conflict grow in the hearts of men who do not know that war is an eclipse that steals the sun. We hope the great war is almost won.
November 11th, 1918.
The war finally ends, an armistice a truce. The Treaty of Versailles sends home our troops. The war guilt clause says Germany's to blame. The world's shame and peace, a temporary claim.
Soldiers return home, broken body and mind. A lost generation is left behind.
Tears in the air, but a mother cries for her boy, her pride and joy, a future destroyed.
In times like these we search for peace in an uncertain future where war cease. But still the seeds of conflict grow in the hearts of men who only know how to celebrate when victory is won. What was the cost of World War I?
One? Did you just say World War I? Of course not. I said we won the Great War, obviously.
No, I definitely heard you say World War I.
Does that mean there's gonna be a World War II? I don't think that's something I can go through twice.
Emily, come on, that is so not nice. Look at us, we've barely been coping. Did you not hear the part where we won rights to voting?
1916, Alberta passes the equal suffrage out the vote. While our men attacked,
Now we can both vote and run for a provincial parliament seat. I know it's not the way we hope to win, it's bittersweet.
but perhaps to put this war behind us, to dull the pain,
We could distract ourselves with
with a political campaign. Women of the Clarion constituency, I humbly ask you vote for me, Louise McKinney.
in the heart of Edmonton. The word is spreading fast. The war is over now. It's time to make a change that'll last. I fought for temperance, for women, for our farms. Now I'm asking for your vote to keep us safe from harm.
Cast your first vote, let your voice be heard. Vote for Louise, spread the word. Cast your first vote, just days away. Vote for Louise on election day. Our vote's our voice, and we won't retreat. With Louise to lead, we'll win this seat. Each vote we cast is a step we take in the march for change, for progress' sake. Voting is our right, it's a power we claim. For justice and freedom, she stakes her name. Our vote's our voice, and we won't retreat. With Louise to lead, we'll win this seat.
Please welcome the first woman elected as a government representative in Canada and the entire British Empire, Louise McKinney.
Today, these prairie skies, we celebrate this great surprise.
Farmers, with your hands of toil, I'll represent our cherished soil.
To my friends, it was worth the pain for our success in this campaign. Thanks to the Temperance Union's blooming flowers, Alberta women, this win is ours. Our vote's our voice, and we won't retreat. With Louise to lead, we won this seat. Each vote we cast is a step we take in the march for change, for progress' sake. Voting is a right, it's a power we claim. For justice and freedom, we'll stake our name. Our vote's our voice, and we won't retreat. With Louise to lead, we won this seat.
Irene, the victory's ours. We're out of the dark, but our journey's not done. Let's you and I embark. In 1921, together let's rise. Together on the ballot, we'll reach new heights.
We'll stand as candidates, side by side, to further our cause with unwavering pride. A pinky promise then, let it seal our vow. In the next election, we'll be giving a bow. Our vote's our voice, and we won't retreat. With Louise to lead, we won this seat. Each vote we cast is a step we take in the march for change, for progress' sake. Voting is a right, it's a power we claim. For justice and freedom, we'll stake our names. Our vote's our voice, and we won't retreat. With Louise to lead, we'll win our seat.
Henrietta, Alberta's heard our plea to vote, but the federal halls still don't agree.
Emily, always gates may seem far and grand,
But persistence paints our path with steadfast hand.
though we've won a great victory today, tomorrow's skies are daunting. The clouds are gray, dark clouds bring rain to nourish the earth. Louise isn't the last, she's just the first.
In time, our voices will shatter the veil. The right to vote nationwide will prevail.
This movement won't be undermined. The federal government will
Louise to lead. We won this seat. Our votes, our voice. Our votes, our choice. Our votes, our voice.
Our votes, our choice.
Our votes, our choice.
Our votes, our voice.
Our votes, our voice.
And we won't retreat with Louise to lead.
We won this seat. Our votes, our voice.
And we won't retreat with Louise to lead.
We'll win this seat.
Ladies and gents, thank you for waiting. I've made my decisions. In your respective cases, I'll hear no further submissions. Miss Betty Sinclair on the charge of assault. You claim self-defense, and for that there's no fault. A man approached you in the night, and in fear you struck out. I find you not guilty. There is reasonable doubt. You're free to go, but please find a safer route. Young Mr. Thomas Barker on the charge of vandalizing you school's possessions. I find you guilty. And these actions need lessons. This behavior needs denouncing. To not be cruel, you are sentenced to 10 sessions of mandatory juvenile counseling. Mrs. Cam Fong Chen on the charge of running an opium den. I find you guilty, corrupting good women and men. This poison spreads through alleys, leaving ruin in its wake. A foreign vice that threatens all for Canada's sake. You are sentenced to 6 months in prison, and let this plague end. Mrs. Rebecca Wolfchild on the charge of public intoxication. I find you guilty as you were found far from your reservation. We cannot contribute to social disorder and to help with your civilization. I sentence you to 1 month in jail. That's my order. I'll follow up with each of you personally. Court is dismissed.
Ottawa, Ontario, 1918. Oh, oh, oh. Rapping. A letter to the Honorable Emily Murphy. I write with full confidence, asking you to join me in Ottawa for a post-war women's conference.
To you I send this national invitation to Ottawa from the War Committee to help rebuild our nation.
Dear Magistrate, I hope this letter finds you blessed with good health and strength and rest. For I, Newton Rowell, extend this plea from the Federal Hall humbly to thee. My friend, your brother William speaks with pride about your expert legal techniques. The War Committee now seeks your grace to speak on women's rightful societal place.
To you I send this national invitation to Ottawa from the War Committee to help rebuild our nation.
With you, please bring Henrietta to speak on family law. There's no one better. What are her thoughts on divorcing wives? Her speech sure to be scholarly and wise. Also bring Nellie, her voice so dominant. Everyone heard about her mock parliament. She speaks with passion, so easy to embrace. All three of you together at the women's conference place.
To you I send this national invitation to Ottawa from the War Committee to help rebuild our nation.
We call on you three to join this noble cause to shape Canada's future, reform our laws. The war is over and the future is charted to include the work of women that you've started. With kind regards, I hope to see you there.
Signed, Mr. Newton Rowell,
Member of Federal Parliament, Legal Counsel,
and
War Committee Vice Chair.
To you I send this national invitation to Ottawa from the War Committee to help rebuild our nation.
The War Committee hosts a 3-day women's conference in the spring of 1918, wherein Emily, Henrietta, and Nellie give speeches on the role of women in post-World War I society. And you could bet our girls didn't just sit there quietly. No, they were determined to have their voices heard so that Canada may thrive as True North strong.
Friends and colleagues here today, my topic is the future of family law and welfare. Dear friends, in this gathering let's discuss family welfare and the government's trust. Women and children left in war's cruel way deserve protections only good laws can make. Education, healthcare, nutrition, childcare are burdens that the government should bear. And as the war ends, if more divorces are filed, court should consider the interests of the wife and child. To summarize, families need a welfare safety net. Thank you, I'm so happy this convention met. Determined to thrive as True North strong. They planted the seed and the roots grow long. Haunted guests, my topic today is morality and justice in post-war Canada. I will peaceably consider by contemplating nature. There's no flaw between floor made by the creator. No corruption in carrots, no tricks and turnips. No mixed motives and marigolds to ever concern us. In times like these we search for peace in this house of our leaders and our MPs. Justice, equality, compassion, our guide. Oh, will greed, prejudice, indifference decide. So let's commit to morality and justice. True fairness over cruelty, honesty through and through. The sprout breaks ground and heads toward the sun. A flourishing sapling and we're far from done. Esteemed attendees, my topic today is the legal status of women in post-war Canada. I stand here today not just as a woman judge, but as a non-legal person with a little legal grudge. We're seen not as legal persons under law, and thus our human rights are limited, and that's not just. How can we governly protect and perform when the law sees us as objects? We need reform. Women play a bigger role than the men expected. It's time our legal status is justly corrected. In conclusion, there remains a question of law. I'm grateful to highlight this constitutional flaw. Determined to thrive as True North strong. They planted the seed and the roots grow long. The sprout breaks ground and heads toward the sun. A flourishing sapling and we're far from done.
Just 2 months after hearing their voices roar, the government opened the national voting door. They said, Newton, you invited some radical feminists. I guess we can appease them with minimal benefit. The Women's Franchise Act passed early in the summer. The right to vote and get elected, the statue was stunner. Her votes, her voice, her strength, her right. As of 1918, so long as she was white.
And I'm here while you're visiting Ontario, all the way from your prairie home. Sis, I've dreamed of this scenario, and I'm so proud of how far you go. Oh, you're making history. Everything you do is a victory. Oh, I'm so amazed. The pursuit of justice, what a crusade.
They told me to take a seat, but I planted the seed.
Planted the seed.
Solid roots make the solid base we need to proceed.
Roots grow long. The sprout breaks ground, a political lead. Sprout breaks ground.
We've gotta take it slow if we want to succeed. Take a sun.
In times like these, equality isn't guaranteed. Far from done. So every forest stands with a single seed. Determined to thrive as True North strong. They planted the seed and the roots grow long. Yeah. South breaks ground and heads towards the sun. A flourishing sapling, and we're far from done.
First woman judge in Canada,
Emily Murphy,
the first woman elected,
Louise McKinney,
wrote the book on women's law, Henrietta Muir Edwards,
fought for democracy,
Irene Parlby,
social activist, Nellie McClung. Since so far from done, we're far from done. We're far from done. The famous 501. From done.
I've always said evolution cannot be brought about the use of dynamite. To support my position, I thought I might shine a light on the difference 100 years can create. That's enough time for some slow societal change. So here's your 1920s update, I'll set the stage. We
survived a global pandemic. Phew, it attacked the lungs, you know, the Spanish flu. Then tech took the jobs that man used to do. But machines don't sleep, get sick or sue. As the century changes, I assume we only need patience, not the dynamite's boom. But hey, in times like these, I hope they change. 100 years later can't be the same. Our veterans are treated like crap. Political leaders are ready to scrap. Everyone has the new telephone. Only rich people buy a new car or home. As the century changes, I assume we only need patience, not the dynamite's boom. But hey, in times like these, I hope they change. 100 years later can't be the same. And because every child matters, they made new rules. All native children must attend residential schools. And of course I have to bring up one women's issue. They want to close the gender pay gap, me too. But hey, in times like these, I hope they change. 100 years later can't be the same. So if evolution is out of sight, maybe we do need the dynamite. Alberta, 1920.
Motion to dismiss, this case must be thrown out. The Constitution leaves no doubt. Women are not persons under the law. With no standing to judge, you must withdraw. Don't take that seat, there's no debate. To hell with women magistrates.
A judge, but not person, my feminine trait. Yes, I know the Constitution needs an update. But while you're in my courtroom, stop it. Brutally, do you have any cases on my docket?
Yes, I'm here to represent my client against his wife, non-compliant and defiant.
Ma'am, you filed this petition. Please tell the court your position. Your Honor, it's been over a year since my husband left our home. I fear he returned from war, but not the same. Alone with our sons, I've been shouldering the shame. The law is clear. Desertion for a year is grounds for divorce, my dear. Early, can you counter her claim? Or is your argument more of the same?
Yes, my client plans to return. He promises there's no legal concern.
Promises without evidence is not enough. Problem is there's no relevance in this bluff. Procedure says empty words hold no sway. When your client can't be bothered to be here today, ma'am, I find in your favor divorce I am granting.
And yet you still have no legal standing.
This court's a sham, filled with mistakes. To hell with women magistrates.
Oh, a judge, but not person, my feminine trait. Yes, I know the Constitution needs an update. Thank you, Your Honor, I'm finally free. This divorce means the world to me. Sadly, this is one step along the way. A Pyrrhic victory was won today. Though I made my decision and it carries force, you need to petition for a parliamentary divorce. Parliament, why does Ottawa need to know? That's just how divorce laws go. It helps to know a senator to sponsor your petition. That connection doesn't change out every election. In the Senate, are there any women who might care to help a poor mother in despair? No woman has yet taken a seat in the Senate. In Ottawa, women are not well represented. I wish you were a senator, Your Grace. Thank heavens for women magistrates. A judge, but not person, my feminine trait. Yes, I know the Constitution needs an update. A judge, but not person, my feminine trait. Yes, I know the Constitution needs an update. Thank you, friends, for meeting me. It It's time we talk strategy. Divorcing wives need justice. A senator among us. It's time to take a Senate seat. Women win elections to get in. Ought always lower House of Commons, but to get represented in the upper house Senate is the Prime Minister's selection. Don't use dynamite, be patient. An Alberta seat is vacant. He will choose someone soon. The time is opportune. A woman could be the replacement. If legal persons are qualified, women could be personified like a politician. I'll draft a petition. Only one woman can win this fight. Emily, it's time. Let's plant the seed. Up, up, up to the upper house we go. Up, up, up to the Senate. Don't tell us no. Up, up, up. Tell Ottawa we say hello. Fit the bill. Yeah, we want our voting rights, and now we've set our sights on an upper chamber thrill. Dear Mr. PM, do what's fair. Appoint a woman, show you care. Our cause is strong, our voice is loud. Standing tall and standing proud. Emily should take the chair. Prime Minister, number one, Sir Robert Borden. Hey! Up, up, up to the upper house we go. Up, up, up to the Senate. Don't tell us no. Up, up, up. Tell Ottawa we say hello. We got a letter, his reply to our petition, it was dry. Said he asked the DOJ. Lawyers simply said no way. Maybe later we can retry. He even apologized. Women not persons bona fide. He says he really cares, but the law clearly declares women are not qualified. Prime Minister, number two, Arthur Megan. Hey! Up, up, up to the upper house we go. Up, up, up to the Senate. Don't tell us no. Up, up, up. Tell Ottawa we say hello. With May and hope was high again, promised after next election, Emily would have her seat and our work would be complete. But sadly, he did not win. It's not even about me. Take any woman, I'd be happy. Appoint me or change the law. Think this might be my last straw. There goes my second opportunity. Prime Minister, number three, William Lyon Mackenzie King. Up, up, up to the upper house we go. Up, up, up to the Senate. Don't tell us no. Up, up, up. Tell Ottawa we say hello. King gave his word he'd do his best, but feared he'd lose votes from the West. Another seat, another plea, another no in history. But still we send another request. Next time they say, but we're still blocked. Each response we're feeling mocked. Sign petitions enclosed, but the Senate door is closed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's locked. Up, 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 how are we supposed to grow? Up, 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 when the prime ministers tell us no. Up, 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 in Ottawa progress is slow. 7 years and nothing to show. Up, 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 3 prime ministers told us no. Up, 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 the same old rigmarole. They tell me, sit down, just know your place. But I've never been one who waits.
When I see people like me starting to break, I can't let silence be the choice I make. But sometimes I just wanna hide. Wish I could run away and let the world decide. Wish I could turn off the voice inside my head. Ignore all the problems, leave it all unsaid. I'm so tired, I just need a minute. If I push myself much harder, I will reach my limit. Inhale, exhale, I just need a minute. If I do not rest my spirit, I will reach my limit. Inhale, exhale. It's easy to stand in the quiet shade. Let life pass by, let the status quo stay. In silence there's comfort, in stillness no pain. A life without struggle, but nothing to gain. I'm so tired, I just need a minute. If I push myself much harder, I will reach my limit. Inhale, exhale, I just need a minute. If I do not rest my spirit, I will reach my limit. Inhale, then after that moment of breathing through doubt, 1 second of thinking about getting out, I find my strength again, hide my defiance, 'cause my voice is a voice that they cannot silence. I'm so tired, but I just needed a minute. I know I can keep pushing, I have no limit. Inhale, exhale, I just needed a minute. I know if I rest my spirit, I will have no limit.
Hello?
Hello? Hi, William, little brother. It's been too long, I know.
It's good to hear your voice, sister. I hear your progress has been slow. My friend in Ottawa, Newton, tells me politicians.
All talk, no show. A judge, not a person for 10 years. With every loss, confidence disappears.
You sound tired.
So tired.
Just take a minute. If you push yourself much harder, you might reach your limit. And I'm here. You know I'm so proud of you. You know there's nothing in this world that you can't do.
I could use some inspiration to get me through.
And I've been reading, I think I know what to do. A judge, not a person, now have some imagination. What if instead of changing the law, you change the definition?
What? Huh?
Instead of prodding prime ministers to defy or change the law, you can ask the Supreme Court to explain the constitutional flaw.
How?
A new interpretation, a new point of view, a new understanding, a new breakthrough. I think the government's conclusions are legally premature. We can get a new interpretation from the Supreme Court. Write a letter for a reference, a constitutional question, asking them to interpret the word person's definition.
A new interpretation, a new point of view, a new understanding, a new breakthrough. One last petition to go straight to the top. A verdict no parliament's power can stop. And I won't just rely on my name alone. I'll ask for more of the best women known to be fully represented. Can women sit in the Senate? Does persons include women? We'll get a Supreme Court opinion.
A new interpretation,
petition.
5 signatures.
1 Supreme Court reference.
5 judges. A new interpretation.
Edmonton, 1927.
A warm summer day, hazy and blue. In the breezes sway, flowers bloom.
Hey, ladies, it's time we change our course. We're getting nothing from politicians. We can question the Supreme Court, the last of our petitions. A warm summer day, hazy and blue. In the breezes sway, flowers bloom.
Regarding the appointment of women to the Senate of Canada, we respectfully submit this petition asking, does the word person in Section 24 of the Constitution Act include women persons? We also request that Justice William Ferguson be permitted to present arguments on our behalf before the court. We have the honor to be your obedient servants.
Now it's time to sign 5 signatures.
5 signatures.
5 faithful Alberta petitioners. The first woman judge with the little legal grudge, Emily Murphy.
Short story on rights inspired me to fight.
Henrietta Muir Edwards. First woman elected, properly respected, Louise McKinney. In a sea of Mr. sits a cabinet minister, Irene Parlby.
The most attractive is
The social activist, Nellie McClung. A warm summer day, hazy and blue. A pot of tea in the afternoon. 5 friends, hopes renew. In the breezes sway, flowers bloom.
Ottawa, March 14th, 1928. Welcome everyone to the Supreme Court of Canada on the docket. The person's case. Remember, this court is not here to make new law. We are only here to interpret and apply the law as it currently exists. The question raised today concerns Section 24 of the Constitution, which says the Prime Minister shall appoint qualified persons to the Senate. The question today asks, does the word person include women persons? We'll hear first submissions from the Government of Canada, represented today by a Mr. Eardley Jackson. Thank you, Mr. Chief Justice.
Let's start with the law. Contextually, it's clear to me that a woman in the Senate is an impossibility. Before Section 24 is Section 23, where qualified persons only applies to he who's over 30, he who owns property, he who is a Canadian citizen properly, he. A senator's qualities to decide oppositely would be illegal mockery. And of the 5 petitioners, they're feminist trend. 1's a judge, 3 in government, 1 with a pen. Now they want the Senate justices. Where does it end? They're just nasty women with too much free time to spend.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Submissions from the petitioners delivered by the Honorable Mr. William Ferguson.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Chief Justice. The government's case is steeped in fear, and politically speaking, it's insincere. Prime Minister King himself made it crystal clear, promised Emily a Senate seat within the year. On the law, Section 24 specifically says persons, not men. It's inclusive, conclusively. But if the he is of concern in Section 23, we look to the Interpretation Act. Let's see. Says that reading the term he also means she, unless otherwise stated explicitly. The plain meaning of persons is not a mystery. Persons includes women, and this court should agree.
Early 10 years of hating, they obsessive sexist. Then your legal argument, not even impressive. Are you sensitive? Nah, just regressive, oppressive. Typical white man from Alberta hates anything progressive. A hoser from Deadmont and scared of politics, going woke, balling up on a judge from the 6th. That's a bold stroke for a colonial cowboy redneck joke. I know this waste youth doesn't want this big smoke.
A rebuttal, Mr. Chief Justice.
You see, if women were supposed to transcend their societal position, the power to gift this privilege, give permission, lies with the good men in the legislature, the politicians. They could pass a new law or amend the Constitution. Maybe they won't, maybe they don't have that intention, but they alone get to decide women's inclusion. And that too should be this court's conclusion. To decide in their favor would be a mistake. And what of their lawyer? Give me a break. Younger brother to the head of the snake. A real man, no, he's a traitor, beta fake. Ontario Supreme Court judge, no, he's a Toronto man with bare shorties and a bad legal plan. Oh no, holy, he's looking cheese, fam. He's gonna lose this case like a true Maple Leaf fan.
Thank you, counsel, for your diligent argumentation. The court will reserve its judgment and send its decision later. And we will wish a very happy birthday to the petitioner, Mrs. Emily Murphy. Mrs. Emily Murphy. Mrs. Emily Murphy.
The decision,
Yes or no?
are women legal persons?
Yes or no?
The answer,
Yes or no?
are women equal to men?
Yes or no?
The question before us is one of great weight, of persons of rights and of Canada's fate. Is a woman a person in the Senate's chamber? We must consider, reflect, and carefully labor.
The decision, yes or no?
For centuries past, the law's been clear. Women's exclusion from rights is a mystery lost to the years. But it's not our place to question the why, but to seek out the truth with the law as our guide.
The decision, yes or no?
We've seen the petitions and seen the protests, and now the petitioners seek the law's redress. On the question whether women are persons I profess, the answer is plainly, obviously, yes!
Decision is yes.
The word person includes men and women and more. Children, immigrants, criminals, the poor, people of color, the dead and indigenous tribes are all humans that the word person describes.
Decision is yes.
We considered common law precedents in section 23, and also plainly obvious was the section's use of he. While the petitioners made a good case, they tried, but women by their gender are simply not qualified. So on the question of whether women are eligible for appointment to the Senate of Canada, the answer is no.
The answer is no.
A cold day in November, the snow sticks to the ground. Heartbreaking 2 letters, my sisters gather round. The leaves have fallen, the trees are bare. The court has spoken, no justice, just despair. Frozen spirit, winter's chill, we mourn this death. Buried silent and still, it's hard to catch your breath in the frozen air of winter's chill. Like a blade of ice, the second letter slashing, words cold and concise. News of William's passing. Frozen spirit, winter's chill, we mourn this day.
since Miss Emily. I can't believe William is gone. A friend of utmost integrity. How does the heart go on? I'm in town for a week. I hope to see you before I leave. In the winter, hope is bleak, but I think you have reason to believe.
Newton, I'm so tired, so tired. I just need a minute. It's hard to catch your breath with the frozen spirit. Trees are bare, quiet and still. Frozen air, winter's chill.
Well, that can't be it. Our fight can't be over like this. We've gone through 3 prime ministers and the Supreme Court. The men who run Canada don't want women's equality. Maybe if we get more women elected to the House of Commons.
Perhaps, but the Senate can defeat any laws for women's rights from the lower house. It has to be the Senate. Women have to get in the Senate.
Ladies, if I may, before I leave, I'll keep this short. You may have one more chance in another court. We call it the court of last resort, and I'd like to offer you my full support.
What's a court of last resort?
When the Supreme Court doesn't go as planned, we can appeal the decision to the motherland. The Judicial Committee of the Privy Council, JCPC, we make our plea in England for women's equality.
Ha! A child's strategy, it's inherent. They know you only need a yes from one parent. When one says no, you go ask the other.
If the father says no, you go ask mother.
If the father says no, you go ask mother. If the father says no, you go ask mother.
The Supreme Court said no, so we'll go ask mother. To the court of last resort, we'll go ask mother. We'll go ask mother.
And they've just had a queen for decades. They're used to seeing a woman in power. Our Constitution was made in Her Majesty's name. There's hope in our final hour.
The Supreme Court said no, so we'll go ask mother. To the court of last resort, we'll go ask mother. We'll go ask mother.
As the spring returns, the forest revives. One more chance to keep our case alive. As the maple trees thaw, the sap is sweet. Promises of syrup, victory complete.
And I know I could never replace your brother, but I'd be honored to represent you when we go ask mother.
The Supreme Court said no, so we'll go ask mother. To the JCPC for women's equality, go ask mother.
We'll go ask mother.
We'll go ask mother.
We'll go ask mother.
We'll go ask mother. To the court of last resort, we'll go ask mother.
London, England, July 1929. Welcome to England. Today the JCPC will hear an appeal of Edwards in Canada, commonly known as the Person's Case, on the question of whether the words qualified persons include women, and consequently, whether women can be appointed to the Senate. The Supreme Court was clear in their interpretation of the law. Tell us something new. Persuade us that either the Supreme Court was correct or that the decision should be overturned. Mr. Early Jackson, for the government of Canada.
Thank you, Lord Chancellor. Last time I bodied this case, left it buried and done. Now Newton's next, he's also outgunned. I say the Supreme Court was correct for our nation with their originalist interpretation. In 1867, when the words were penned, none of the founding fathers thought a women could ascend to the Senate. No, let us protect what they gave. Let us not spit on Sir John Macdonald's grave. Also, English common law is consistent through time. Women are not legal persons, that's a crime. Canada's roots are deeply tied to the crown. Disrespecting our past only brings us down. They call us outdated, no, it's tradition. Words need to keep a consistent definition. So I urge the court in all its wisdom to favor constitutional originalism. Now I'll pass the mic to Newton. Ottawa's traitor, crossed his own party, now sells out his gender. Calls himself progress, but plays the imposter. A politician opposer, a person's double crosser.
That's enough. Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Mr. Newton Rail for the appellants.
Thank you, Lord Chancellor.
Yeah, we can toast to tradition, worship the wise, but they're trapped in no logic and ethical lies. The Constitution is not carved in stone, it's organic, evolves like a tree grown in 1867. There were only 4 provinces. Should all of Canada be held to those promises? Or as Canada grows, so can its laws. And in time, courts can address the flaws. The law's alive, a living, breathing thing. It grows and adapts just like the spring. It's time to recognize the women in the colony as proper legal persons, a step towards equality this court should take on an organic approach to constitutional interpretation. And I hope we can see the patriarchy crumbling. About damn time men in power took a humbling early in the government. Stuck in the past, clinging to a world that just can't last. Must be a nice view from your ivory tower, but this coward's just scared to see a woman in power. Thank you, gentlemen, for your insightful submissions. Safe travels home while we make our decision.
To overturn the one-sided unanimous judgment the Supreme Court decided. The question today on whether a woman ever could be appointed to the Senate and their legal personhood. The exclusion of women from holding public office is a relic of days more barbarous than ours. Should persons include women is the question we got, but instead we prefer to ask, why should it not? The law is not frozen, not stuck in history. We conclude the Constitution is a living tree, able to change and grow, adaptable to fit time's flow. From a strong seed, we all agree the Constitution is a living tree. In the government, women can be elected, so why in Canada should they be rejected from the Senate? It makes no sense to we when the Constitution is a living tree. As the country evolves, as do we all, so can the interpretation, so can the law. The Supreme Court decision is overturned. Men and women in the Senate, it's confirmed. The law is not frozen, not stuck in history. We conclude the Constitution is a living tree, the leaves envelop and change as society develops. For Canada is vast and free from sea to sea, a living tree. So if it's personhood and rights you're seeking, you don't need to change the law, technically speaking, to establish new legal rights and equality. All you need is the constitutional living tree. The living tree, its roots run deep, awakening from a long, long sleep. 1929, we make it clear, women's equality begins here.
Their lordships have spoken, the case is done. The battle for women's personhood is won. The word persons includes all genders eligible to become one of the Senate's members. The living tree, alive and free, a symbol of what's yet to be. In Canada, where justice thrives, the living tree forever alive.
Ladies and gentlemen, persons and persons, Prime Minister William Lyon Mackenzie King.
Wow, did the JCPC just call us barbarous? Very wise. In light of the person's case decision from England, I have a few exciting announcements. First, gender equality is now constitutionally recognized. Women can vote, run for office, and sit in the Senate. Women can now help lead this country. Isn't that delightful?
Second, the government is pleased to pass the Divorce Act of 1930. No more parliamentary divorces, the courts can handle it, so no need to fill the Senate with women, right? Third, no more Canadian cases will be appealed to the JCPC in England. No more of that, the word of the Supreme Court is final. Fourth, Canada is now seen as a world leader in gender equality and inclusion. We couldn't be prouder. Fifth, and finally, you really want a woman, Senator? Fine. I am pleased to introduce the first woman senator in Canada, Mrs. Karen Wilson. Congratulations.
Five women from Alberta now and forever. The famous five. Determined to thrive as true north strong. We planted the seed and the roots grow long. The tree is strong, reaching toward the sun. The famous five, the fight is won. From courtrooms to history, their legacy, their fights, the famous five, Crusaders for women's rights.
For all Emily did to progress women's rights, she was considered a radical feminist, and therefore too politically risky to be appointed as a senator. She says, whenever I don't know whether to or not, I fight. It was never about me though. Equality and progress won.
From courtrooms to history, their legacy, their fights, the famous five, Crusaders for women's rights.
The women of Canada, I believe that never was a country in better position to produce a great class of women, nor was there ever a better class of women in position to make a great country.
Seeds of justice.
I find myself in a world of beautiful diversity, many varieties of persons. They know where they came from, but do they know where they are going? The purpose of a woman's life is the same as the purpose of a man's life, that she may make the best possible contribution to her generation.
Sprout into politics.
If being a politician is a job where leaders pass laws that make life better and give greater opportunities to the nation's children, then it is most certainly a woman's job as much as it is a man's job.
Progress grows.
Women will make mistakes, of course, and pay for them, but in paying for them, they will learn wisdom. We emerge from the shadows of our past, but prejudice will not go out in one generation. That responsibility is passed to the brave persons who will continue the fight for equality.
Changing leaves. From courtrooms to history, their legacy, their fights, the famous five, Crusaders for women's rights.
10 years after being denied personhood by the Supreme Court, in 1938 we are invited to Ottawa for the unveiling of a plaque celebrating our victory. A tablet hanging in the Senate reads, "To honor the famous five, to further the cause of womankind, these five outstanding pioneer women caused steps to be taken resulting in the recognition of women as persons."
Evolution cannot be brought about by the use of dynamite. I was the only of the five who lived to see. More than 30 years later in 1960, all women in Canada granted the voting right. Indigenous women finally won their fight. From courtrooms to history, their legacy, their fights, the famous five, Crusaders for women's rights. They painted dreams with passion, but the flaws are there to show. No art is free from imperfections. When we look back, we know. First wave feminists' flaws, advocated for wicked laws. They blamed Asian immigrants for drug addiction and forcibly sterilized Native women. And progress can't be stopped. Now the living tree can't be chopped down. The living tree is still alive, all thanks to the famous five. The Supreme Court still refers to the decision of the living tree, most notably in 2003, to declare gay rights and equality. From courtrooms to our history, their legacy, their fights, the famous five, Crusaders for all our rights. Determined to thrive as true north strong. We planted the seed and the roots grow long. The tree First woman judge with a little legal grudge. Short story on rights inspired me to fight. First woman elected, properly respected. In a sea of misters sits a cabinet minister.